We were going to talk about Thanksgiving food because it's Thanksgiving week this week when this show is airing. And we had a whole game that we were going to play that I couldn't really understand. And I was hoping somebody else could tell me what it is that we're doing right now.
So my understanding was that we are going to go around and start by stating a food. We have a Thanksgiving food we have strong feelings about. And the rest of us here on the panel of the McLaughlin group have to discover whether or not those feelings are positive, negative, or
Okay, I'm going to say right now that if anybody picks a food that they have a like thing about, like you're not playing in the spirit of the game. Like that's not helpful. Let's not do that. That's my first note as producer is let's just cut that section of the game like right out.
That's always your note.
Don't be boring. Come on, Lars.
Okay, Armat, you go first. What's your food that we're talking about?
All right. Well, I'm going to lead with the most obvious one, which is stuffing.
Okay.
You don't like it.
Because I like you as a human, I have to say you like it.
I'm going to guess you're pro.
I'm going to guess you're pro.
I don't think you like it.
So we got 3 pros, one anti. What are the true feelings about stuffing?
I love stuffing.
Because you're a decent human being. Yeah.
I cannot get enough of it. It is the best part of the Thanksgiving dinner by far.
Do you make stuffing, or is there a relative of yours who prepares stuffing in a particularly pleasant way?
My mother does the stuffing preparation, and
in turkey or out of turkey?
In turkey.
I've never done that. I never really understood why it was called stuffing, and then I learned that was a thing that sometimes people do, and it was like seeing the number 23. It all started making sense.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm not sure. My mom has done it both ways, and I'm not sure. They were both terrific. So honestly, I'm not sure you're missing out all that much. But
positive feelings all the way around. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Right,
I
down with
enjoyed
an
both
unstuffing
kinds.
or a stuffing. Yeah.
So Robin,
so
what's your food quiz that we're doing?
Sweet potato casserole.
Okay, Armat, what do you think? What's your guess?
I will guess that you feel very strongly against sweet potato casserole, and I'm going to guess specifically is not the mushrooms. Good Lord, the marshmallows.
Could be the mushrooms. I mean, if you had
could
that
be
with
the mushrooms. In which case, they're getting the recipe wrong.
Yeah.
David, what's your vote?
I'm going to say Robin is pro.
Okay, Zoe.
Going anti.
I'm going anti also, but I'm going to do that with the caveat that I don't think I know what a sweet potato casserole is. So
what? What we're discovering here is that you just don't understand.
I don't understand.
You call the stuffing when you stuff it inside the.
Oh, then it becomes a sweet potato casserole.
Yes. Yeah.
So Robin, 2 questions. How do you feel about sweet potato casserole, and will you please teach me what it is? Thank you.
I am very picky about my sweet potato casserole, which is I will only eat my mother's recipe, but it is not Thanksgiving without my mother's sweet potato casserole.
I put that in the pro column then.
So very pro. My mother, requires sweet potatoes, obviously.
Yeah.
And
that much, I guess.
So baked sweet potatoes, and then once they're baked, you then peel them and cook them again, this time with a bit of cream, and we use orange juice as well.
Oh.
But you don't do it separately, like you don't do it at the same time so it doesn't curdle or anything.
Sure.
And we also use ginger and cinnamon, a couple other spices. And then on top of that, goes the marshmallows.
I don't know if Lars is facing the dish you're describing or the length of the description.
Oh, no. The description was a roller coaster, but it's like a roller coaster that kept going down, further into the ground.
It sounds weird describing it, but it is so fantastic. When I lived in Italy, I actually had my parents had to send me the marshmallows because I couldn't get marshmallows. In Italy, they don't make marshmallows the same way. And I was over there around Thanksgiving.
I've never had any food like what you just described. I've never eaten food like that.
to my parents, like, you have to send me marshmallows.
part of the Thanksgiving game and have him say like roast chicken or something.
The classic Thanksgiving cheeseburger.
What do y'all think of the lasagna?
Okay, so let's keep moving through.
Yeah.
David, what's your quiz question?
I will go with turkey.
Okay, Armat, what's your guess? Pro or anti-turkey from David?
I am gonna guess anti, but like weakly anti, in that like my guess is that David feels like the turkey is always a disappointment in the Thanksgiving meal,
Like
and it's
kind
the
of
sides that
A
shine.
meh.
Well, that sounds like an anti to me. Oh, that's what you said. You guessed anti.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like the meh anti. You know?
Okay. Well, Robin, what's your guess?
I feel like he likes only one type of meat very specifically and hates the other kind of meat with a burning passion. But I don't know which it is.
Okay. So question mark of a guess from Robin. Zoe, you
Well,
have
Robin,
an
that's
insight.
just the premise of the game. If I didn't either really love it or really hate it.
Well, no, that's the thing.
Wait.
You really hate like the white meat and really love the dark meat, or you really love the white meat and really hate the dark meat.
Now
I'd like to guess before Zoe guesses, because she has an inside track on this, and I don't want to get any unfair advantage in this competition. So I'm going to say that David is pro turkey. The end. Zoe.
I might honestly have said meh. I'm going to go with pro. So the funny thing is David and I have done Thanksgivings together for so long now because that's his family's holiday. We always do it with his family. And I am vegetarian, so I don't pay any attention to the turkey. So whether people are eating it or not, like honestly just doesn't really register with me. So I'm going pro, but weirdly I don't feel like I have that good a pulse on this.
David, what's the answer?
Pro.
Yeah, pro.
Pro. I win. I win.
The other weird thing is that our brother-in-law, Josh, who I believe at least occasionally listens to this, also often pushes for like a non-traditional addition to the turkey. We did goose one year. We did turducken. They did a Peking duck 2 years ago. Like always with a turkey, but crab legs.
Yeah, there was crab
That's
legs.
fun. A little twist. That's nice.
Yeah. So anyways, there's multiple meats.
One of the more recent times I was back in Charlottesville, Virginia, I went to Walmart and I bought a turkey deep fryer and I deep fried a turkey.
How was it?
Is that something you have done, David?
Never have. I would
As a
love
person
to.
who enjoys turkey, I strongly recommend giving this a shot.
I first heard of this like 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah,
I've
I think
always
that was
been
the
curious
heyday.
about it and have never been in a position to pull the trigger. I would love to try that. I'm not even necessarily like a huge turkey guy, but well, I mean, I eat turkey so regular, but Thanksgiving turkey definitely like I am into. And turkey gets a lot of, I don't know, people like to sort of talk bad about it because it's not as interesting as, but if it's cooked well, I'm super into it. It's definitely something I look forward to in that meal.
And I
Zoe-
mean, once you have the cranberry sauce.
Well, Zoe, what's your pick for
That's a great
for
segue.
food? Yes.
My pick was going to be canned cranberry sauce. The like straight up jello-y cranberry sauce in a can.
I will go
Okay.
last.
Armat, what's your guess?
I'm guessing very pro, actually.
Okay, Robin, what's your guess?
I'm going to guess very pro because I hope you're like me, which is that if it doesn't have ridges on the side, I'm not fucking eating it.
I guess I'm going to go with pro also. David, what's your feeling?
My feeling is also pro. Well done, everybody.
So
the
Zoe,
correct
how do you
answer
feel
is
with this
pro.
canned
I mean,
cranberries?
I'll eat a fresh cranberry relish, but like you want the canned stuff. And last year we had a tragedy, not that early stage pandemic, where you bought a can in one of our grocery orders, and our son at the time, he was 1.5, wandered away with that shit and lost it. And like it wasn't a time in the pandemic where we were gonna like go out for more cranberry sauce and like one Whole Foods order for a can of cranberry sauce. So anyways, we discovered it like months later
In the house?
Within the walls
It
of
was-
your home.
In the
On the
walls
night of
house?
Thanksgiving, we were like,
With the
where
vibrator?
is-
And a gun, weirdly.
No, we were like, where is the can of cranberry? So we couldn't find it. It was like so weird because we definitely bought it. It's the only time we would buy it. We for sure had it, could not find it. and then it was 6 months later or something like
yeah.
that, and it was in our kitchen. There's 2 ovens, one atop the other, and underneath the stack of 2 ovens, there's like 8 inches of room between the bottom oven and the floor, and there is one drawer that is so short.
Yeah, we don't keep
It is
anything in
useless for anything except basically like cookie sheets, but it is so small you can't fit a cookie sheet in it. So just this unusable drawer that we use for nothing and we never go inside. And for whatever reason, like 6-8 months later, was cleaning out the kitchen, opened it up, and rolled from the back, thunk, was the can of cranberry sauce. We were like, oh,
There it is.
that explains it.
That's
You
what
solved
it's
it-
like
you
living
solved
with
his
small
riddle.
children.
Yeah, he just socked it away.
All right,
Love
Lars,
small
we're dying to
children.
hear yours.
Okay, so I don't even know what Thanksgiving foods are remaining. I feel like going last was a terrible choice because you've taken all of the foods that I have an opinion about.
Cover for not knowing anything about Thanksgiving.
Can somebody name a Thanksgiving food and I'll tell you
Mashed
if I
potato,
have.
green bean casserole, biscuits.
What is a green bean casserole?
Where
I don't
did
know
you
about
grow up?
casseroles.
Are you American?
It's you put
No.
stuff in a pan and then you cover it with something else and then you put it in an oven.
I don't want that. Okay.
Does mashed potatoes, do anything
potatoes,
for you
gravy.
otherwise?
Yeah, but is mashed
How about
potatoes?
pie? We haven't done pie.
Let's do. Okay, I can.
Pumpkin
This
pie.
I can do.
Pumpkin
This
pie.
I
How do
can
you
do.
feel about
Yeah.
pumpkin pie, Lars?
Let me do.
Very
Let me pick another.
divisive pie.
Let me pick an. Is a cherry pie a Thanksgiving item?
No.
Close
No.
enough.
Well, David's
I
family
believe
always
that
did
was
the cherry
Tawny
pie.
Katane on the roof of a Lamborghini.
From Warren's song "Cherry Pie."
Yeah, Warren. You know
Warren G. Yes. So okay. So
Warren.
pie. I'm gonna say is pecan pie a Thanksgiving pie?
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's do
I
that
would count
one.
that.
Let's do that one. Let's play that game. Come
Guessing
play my
anti.
game. I'll test you. I'm a twisted fire starter. Has everybody taken a chance to think about this?
Zoe, what did you say?
I said anti.
Okay.
Zoe says anti.
Just
What
because
is?
Lars seems to hate Thanksgiving, so I assume if it could be a Thanksgiving food, he doesn't want any part of it.
What does Armat say?
On pie. I
Okay, I'll
My
come back to you,
instincts
David.
want
What do
me
you?
to-
What do you? Oh, okay.
No,
I
Matt,
want
go
to
ahead.
say anti, but I'm going to go pro because yeah. There we go.
David.
I think you feel kind of mad about it.
Okay, and Robin.
I feel
I'll say anti.
I say anti because you have mixed feelings about some of your southern roots sometimes.
Well, joke's on all of you except for Armat, because I love a pecan pie. It's the king of pies. Name a
It's
better
quite
pie.
good.
You can.
It's your king
Apple,
of pies?
Maybe. Yeah, best
Apple,
pie.
yeah.
Best pie.
I
Pecan pie.
love
I love a
to hear
pecan
that.
pie.
Yeah,
my
it's
Key
great-
lime pie is good too.
Better
Well,
than
my,
Rocky
uh,
Mountain
is
Chocolate
but key lime
Factory?
is like its own.
My great grandmother had a whole pecan orchard in Mississippi. That's
wow,
delightful.
really?
Oh yeah.
I will take her. I will break onto her property and I will take her pecans to forge the greatest pie ever seen, and that.
Well, great grandma would shoot you no problem.
Okay, and that's how I.
they do things in
that's-
Mississippi.
And that's how my
Speaking of
pecan
shooting
pie story
someone-
ended.
No problem. Now to our game.
Portable
And now
You
to
are
our game.
welcome for the segue.
Anyway, I gotta go. This was fun.
Good 23 minutes.
A good 23 minutes. I hope everybody enjoyed this incredibly long discussion of whatever it is we just talked about.